Time in YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Theme Deck Corner. Today we are finishing off with our Spring Ting collection, and we're saving the best for last, we hope. Mewtwo-EX is here, the basic Psychic type Pokemon with 170 HP. We're going to be running Shatter Shot for 1 energy, and it's going to do 30 damage times the number of Psychic energies attached to Mewtwo. That is huge. It can determine the entire game based on that, a little bit about damage. Now, it also has damage change. For 2 Psychic, 1 Colorless, if Mewtwo has any damage counters on it, we can switch them with our opponents. So, if they're a fresh brand new Pokemon and Mewtwo's got 160 HP taken out of it, switch, and Mewtwo is healthy once more. Now, we are going to look over the remainder of the deck, because Mewtwo cannot do this alone. We have Chatot. Okay? We're going to put our opponent to sleep, and we're going to do a maximum of, 40 damage? Chatot's not a very good card. Why it's a rare even? Don't know. Anyway, I don't see the point of it being in this deck. However, we are going to do the best we can with it. We have Furfrou. 80 HP, colorless Pokemon, it has Collect, draw a card, waste of a turn, and Tightjaw. Tightjaw is alright if I was in regular theme deck format where I could do 30 damage and paralyze. I'm not in regular theme deck format, I am playing in standard because EXs are a wee bit broken in the theme deck. Moving on, we have Raticate, who has antibodies, which means he can't be affected by special conditions. And it has Dirty Shock. We can poison our opponent, which is really cool, and we get to discard any Pokemon tool cards they have, which again, really cool. Only downside, Raticate doesn't do any actual damage of his own. We have Hypno. Why need Chatot when I can just put them all to sleep with Hypno? And I don't even have to waste my attack to do it. We have Meowstic, which actually is really good for acceleration on Mewtwo, as it does let us attach up to 2 energy cards from our hand to one of our benched Pokemon. So this includes Mystery Energy as well, which we'll get to in a little bit. And our final Pokemon for the deck is Sigilyph. Sigilyph has Reflective Shield, 1 colorless energy. During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by any attack, even if it's knocked out, put 5 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. That's cool. 50 damage isn't really a whole lot, but if Sigilyph is about to go down, I can waste 1 energy to get extra damage off. It has Psyreport as well, 2 Psychic Energy, 30 damage, and we get to see our opponent's hand. Now, as of the trainer support, we have an energy switch, because obviously the only Pokemon we want any energy on is Mewtwo. Evosoda is here to help us get the Hypno going. Hopefully there's a way to heal off our Mewtwo's sleeping problems, because there isn't as of yet. But Hypno will be great, so is Meowstic. Great Ball is here to help us get any Pokemon, as long as it's in the top 7 cards of the deck. Max Elixir is again here to help Mewtwo get energy. As long as it's a basic Pokemon, and as long as Mewtwo is on the bench, we can get any basic energy and put it on Mewtwo, as long as it's the top 6 cards of this at the time. We have 1 Super Rod, because Mewtwo is going to eventually go down, and I need Mewtwo to come back. So this is how we're going to do it. Trainer's Mail lets us look at the top 4 cards and pick a trainer from them, so I can get Mewtwo that much quicker. Bridget, I can either search for 1 basic Mewtwo or 3 other basic cards. Now, again, this is actually a good opportunity for me to set up Espers, Drowsies, maybe a Rattata if I really want to get poison off. But Bridget might again just be looking for Mewtwo. I have a Fisherman because, energies go to the discard pile. I need them on Mewtwo. Are you guys seeing the drift here? Focus is Mewtwo this time. Very, very Mewtwo. We have one judge, helps us keep our opponent's hand in check while getting ourselves out of a dead hand. Professor Birch is amazing as it lets us draw up to 7 cards, or 4 depending on the coin flip. We have 2 Skyla, helps us get the trainer card we need at the right time, which means trainer mail, Bridget, something to get Mewtwo out. Steven is here because if one supporter isn't good enough, he can get you the right one the next turn. Not bad, and it gets us an energy card. Magnetic Storm means that nobody can resist Mewtwo's attacks. Nobody. If you're getting hit, you're gonna get hit hard. Sparkling Robe. Hey, look, this is the one item we need for Mewtwo. It means Mewtwo cannot be affected by special conditions. Hypno, you're gonna be amazing as long as Mewtwo has this card on it. And finally, to round out the deck, we have 2 Mysterious Energies, which can only be attached to Psychic Pokemon, but it gives them 2 less retreat. And to round it out, we have 16 energy for a grand total of 18 energy. Picture that, 18 energy on a Mewtwo-EX. How much would that be? 300, almost 600 damage. Think of it that way. Anyways, like I did in the previous episode, we've looked after Machamp's theme deck, we've looked after Gyarados' theme deck, and before we get into any real battles with Mewtwo, I want you guys to place in the comment section below, if I can get my tongue tied out of here. Kind of did the same thing with the tin opening, actually. Fancy that. Anyway, leave your comments in the description below, leaving your predictions. Will Mewtwo outclass the other 2? Or will Gyarados? Or will Machamp? That's up to you guys. Make sure to leave that comment down below as it will determine a whole bunch of things. As for me, based on what I see, there's a lot of cool synergy, I'll admit, but I still see the best deck being Machamp. But we can only do this by playing. We have to determine who is the best by playing. And what better way to do that than a Pokemon TCG online. Alright guys, game number 1 is against Kataka? Looks like playing it's Noivern. Might be Noivern he's playing. Anyway, coin toss in his favor. Is it gonna be... We're winning! Sweet. Okay, coin toss, we're gonna go first. Now I'll admit, this is the first time I've actually touched the deck, and I'm gonna start to see why. So I'm gonna play as the Furfrou to start. This way I can at least start netting some cards, maybe a Tight Jaw on the following turn, with a Rattata on the bench. Now, we see a Yveltal start and a Golett in the back. So, an energy drop onto the Furfrou. We're going to end our turn. That's all I got. All I can say is the support line in this deck is not as strong as I was hoping. You know, this is Mewtwo. Like, we need a real deck here. But anyway, Yveltal is going to get 1 energy on it, meaning Furfrou is going to take 30. And here it goes, 30 damage. Sorry, Furfrou, you've got to take it. We don't have a Mewtwo yet. There is an Esper, which is actually really nice to have right now. If Furfrou goes down, I can start setting up the Esper. It only costs 1 energy to do the energy present. Ah, shoot, I shouldn't have done that. I misplayed. Alright. I'm going to go for the Tight Jaw. Maybe a Paralyze. Nope, no Paralysis. Simply put, that was a misplay on my part. I could have gone for the Collect and save the energy for Esper, which meant I would have had an extra energy for Mewtwo. A Oblivion Wing is increased to knock out, which means I am just going to concede. That's fine. Playing. Alright guys, first game of the day is against Staredown? I have a feeling I screwed that one up. You're playing a water deck though, so we're gonna call tails, lose the coin flip. It's alright, it's only the first game. We have plenty of room to come back. On coin flips, that is. We need to win the game. We have a Mewtwo to start, which is going to be incredible. So Mewtwo, what do you say? You want to be the active star? I heard you did. We don't have a problem with this. We'll play a couple Drowsies, get that Sigilif up. And we see a Yveltal, which thankfully we're not weak to. We see a Remoraid, a Psyduck, probably a Golduck Break, and an Artillery obviously. Dark Energy on the Yveltal, which means Mewtwo, you're not going to like this opponent. Alright, our turn. We get one energy drop onto the Mewtwo. We're going to send 30 damage his way. Now he needs another energy drop onto the Yveltal, but that will do 20, 40, 60, 80 damage to us. I think overall, Yveltal is the better attacker between these two, even though it takes 2 turns to set it up. And I will not have enough time to go for a damage change. I needed the first turn. But we'll see how this goes. He may have to pass. Zora on the bench. Do you have that? Oh, there's the dark energy. And it's not even a dark energy, it's double colorless energy, guys. He's gonna Sycamore. This is all but easy. Easy to him. He's looking at our deck saying, ha ha, I have this like down pat, no problem. Fighting Fury Belt even. So now it's gonna, yeah, no, that's a game. There's nothing I can do. It's just one-shotted. First game of the day is against Always Broke. I think you tried to go for Brock, but you misspelt it. Either way, I won't condemn you for that. You probably beat me in this game anyway. Coin toss, however, we win. And we are going to play first. I want to get Mewtwo out, get it running as fast as I can, and look at that, guys. I even have the Sparkling Robe combination. This is going to be a beautiful first turn. So, Mewtwo is up. Drowsy. Oh, we have a Magikarp. Well, this is an interesting combination of cards. We're going to see just how far Magikarp can go. We see a Dive Ball, so our opponent is going to be able to keep up. Please don't grab a Gyarados. Oh no, you grab a Regice, which is worse. Water Energy on the Regice. Yep. We have no Lysander, I don't believe, in this deck, so there's no way for us to pull that thing out. We will go for the Hypno. I do not need to put my opponent to sleep just yet. Energy drop onto the Mewtwo. And a Shatter Shot. We'll knock out this Magikarp, giving us a prize count advantage. Another Max Elixir. Too bad Mewtwo wasn't on the bench. But we'll be able to put our... Oh, no, never mind. Well, we'll be able to put our opponent to sleep. We're going to take 70, regardless. But I'll be able to Super Rod and get the Mewtwo back, which is nice. Not completely out of the game yet. But Hypno is going to be able to put our opponent to sleep after us taking 70. But it all comes down to what our opponent's about to draw. It's going to be the Articuno, which is a nice card. there's Articuno with the Find Ice attack. Birch is going to come out, letting him redraw, and he's only going to get 4 cards. Only 4 cards in this match, but he's got a Froakie. Great Ball. And he is getting a Greninja. Shadow Stitching. If you guys haven't watched the the Noivern's Greninja episode, please watch it. It was a fantastic episode, and you definitely do not want to miss it. So, we are going to go with a Sleep on our opponent's Regice. And I am going to start setting up a second Mewtwo, if I can find it. Hey, look, there's a Mewtwo. So, Energy Drop onto the Mewtwo. 1 more Psychic Energy for said Mewtwo. And another Psychic Energy for said Mewtwo. That is beautiful. Now, I can't go for an attack. We're going to just end. He's going to stay asleep, which is beautiful. I can go for a damage change and actually shift all this energy over. Oh, never mind. We're just going to get hit pretty darn hard. We're just going to get really hit hard here. Resistance Blizzard. 70 more damage. We're going to get a Rattata up. We're going to go for a Goodnight Baby, but that's all I can do. As I cannot go for any additional damage, our opponent just wakes up. This is not fair, guys. I am trying so hard here. Alright. That Articuno is almost set up, and Mewtwo just fell to a Regice. That is embarrassing. I tried very hard. I did. We're going to come in with a new Mewtwo. We'll play a Drowsy. We'll go for the Super Rod. Put the Mewtwo back where it belongs in the deck. And we're about to see if we can actually keep you asleep for a turn. Oh, right. I go to sleep too now. Oh. Well, this is not very good. We're seeing 2 more water energies. That Articuno is now ready to go for an attack with a Freezing Wind. Our opponent probably has a ton of water energy in the hand. Another Resistance Blizzard means 70 damage onto Mewtwo, and we stay asleep. Raticate at least has made a debut onto the battlefield as we go for another Goodnight Baby. Will we keep our opponent asleep? Yes. And so do we, apparently. This is a very dormant battlefield. Now, if he's got another Professor's Lady, screwed that up. Thank you. A Pokemon Center Lady. He's all good. Now, let's see if I can get another Sparkling Robe. There it is. I want to damage our opponent pretty badly. I had my opportunity to get a Professor Birch, and I screwed that up. Anyway, I'm going to damage change. I can't knock out anyway, so I might as well get that damage off of me. But I do have to delay another turn now, as he'll be able to Resistance Blizzard and take me out. We're seeing a Frogadier, the weird one from X and Y, and not the brand new one from Breakpoint. He's finally got a water energy on him. Resistance Blizzard's coming through. This has been annoying, my friends. We see another Skyla. I will not make the same mistake twice. I'm going to go for the Goodnight Baby. putting my opponent's Pokemon to sleep, getting the Birch that I need. The Birch, is it? I do believe it is. Birch, here you come. He'll be for the next turn. And that, unfortunately, is all I can do. Now, I cannot damage change this turn, but our opponent is going to stay asleep, which means my Shatter Shot will knock this thing out, but it'll also put me in range of being knocked out. Well, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna put him back to sleep. And I'm gonna Birch. Tails. Of course it's Tails. Esper. It's the Articuno that's scaring me right now. The Regice is not a problem. But I cannot damage change. I'll set up the Esper. I'm gonna energy switch one of these fantastic energies over to our Furfrou. I'm gonna go for the Shatter Shot, knock out this Regice. I'm gonna lose my Mewtwo. That's a given. Another Psychic Energy, which is alright. This Articuno is completely set up. There's no denying it. Our opponent's Greninja is also set up. Don't forget about that. It can do 80 damage as well. Evosoda into a Greninja break, which means I'm all but defeated here. We put in a fantastic fight, but we didn't get very lucky. There goes our second Mewtwo. He is but 2 prizes away from defeating us. I'm going to have to bring in Furfrou. And I have to rely on Tight Jaw. Or, well, Meowstick depends on me having the energy in my hand. So again, doesn't really matter too much. I'm gonna go for the Paralysis. And we do get it, so we're not out of it just yet, but our opponent can slingshot us. Oh no, he can't. He needs that Greninja in the front. Steven means he can get another supporter and an energy card. And we're about to see that he's gonna get a water energy, but the supporter is the one that's a little bit more curious. He may not have what he wants, as he's taking a few more minutes than, or a few more seconds than expected. That's the problem with TCG, is your strategy may not be in the deck, it might be that last card of your prizes. Oh, there's the Pokemon Center lady. So he'll be able to heal off and go for the Paralyze, which means my Furfrou is most likely going down next turn. And there really isn't a whole lot I can do. I am going to go for that Tight Jaw. Well, draw a card. Let's draw a card. I got Mewtwo. Unfortunately, this third Mewtwo is way too late. The Articuno has me. There's the Freezing Wind for the Furfrou. 2 energies gone. And I will be playing the Meowstick in the lead, but the Freezing Wind has enough to take me out, and I grab a Chatot. So he has not used the Professor or the Pokemon Center lady either. So unfortunately, this is going to be game. I'll finish it off. Not a big deal. Couldn't take out basic blue. I can't do any damage to my opponent, so I at least got to try to keep it asleep. Even though I do know that he has a Pokemon Center Lady in his hand, and this will be game right here. There's a Gallade-EX. Water Energy. Pokemon Center Lady. The odds are coming from the Hypno. And that is our first game. Mewtwo put in a huge fight, but right now I don't think his supporters are going to be enough to keep him through 3 games. But game number 2 is coming your way. Hopefully the strategy works just a tiny bit better against something that's not Regice. Alright guys, our second game is against Rootrat, who's also playing a Psychic deck. So Mewtwo may have fun or might get taken advantage of in this game. We're going to call tails, losing another coin flip. Well, it's alright. Rootrat, you're going to play first. Good man. Now if I get Mewtwo out, nope, no Mewtwo. You can see that I am playing a Psychic deck. That's about all. You're playing Mega Gengar. Very scary. Very different. Okay, we can start with a Mewtwo. We have a ton of energy to benefit. Our opponent still has no basic, so I will be playing Mewtwo in the lead and Chatot on the bench. So we see nothing really revealing in that hand. We will be drawing the extra card, which is another Psychic Energy. A Gallade-EX. And a Head Ringer. Fantastic play on my opponent's part. This forces me to use 2 energies to attack. Same thing as his Gallade now. I'll be getting a secondary Mewtwo onto the bench. Ooh. Regardless of how I play this, I'm not attacking this turn. So let us just go for the extra damage. I misplayed so hard there, I could have. Anyways, there's our turn. He'll be able to go for the Swift Lunge. You may have your opponent switch his or her active with one of his or her benched. Which means he's just gonna shuffle. Oh, he is not shuffling. I'll go with... How much damage do you do in the back? It's 50 plus 20 more for each prize, so it's 100. I don't think you can knock me out this turn. But I will go for that Shatter Shot, which will do 120 damage. Which, if my current Mewtwo can't handle it, I will be able to take him out on the following turn. 340! Sorry. Oh, it does more for each prize still in the game. So, that attack gets weaker, not stronger. We are gonna go with the special energy, and I do believe 60 damage is gonna take out Gallade. That was nice and quick. Alright. First Mewtwo didn't succeed, but the second one definitely did. The damage can be really powerful on Mewtwo, but it still didn't even take out a basic Gallade, where his main feature is to evolve into Mega Gallade. Will Mewtwo be able to survive game number 3? We're about to find out. Alright guys, final game, and we are playing against a Dragon, Fighting, and Water deck being played by non-Euclidean? I'm sorry, I definitely butchered that. Anyway, moving on, we won this coin flip. Apparently I'm going to give it to my opponent though, because I like to misclick buttons. we tend to like running Furfru lead. Okay, you guys can't see it, but I've played like 4 games in between probably the last match and now. And I've heard Furfru leave like 3-4 times in a row. It's not a good card, and I don't really want it. I want my Mewtwo in the action. Apparently my opponent doesn't want the Bronzor in the active spot either, as he's got a Smeargle as well. We've got a lot of no synergy in this deck. The Hypnos are in our hand where we need other things. Our opponent has discarded 2 energies through an Ultra Ball. She's searched for her Pokemon. I think. I did miss it. I'm a little I'm a little out of it now. There's a Bronzor. That was from the Ultra Ball. Bronzor's hit the bench. And we are about to see either the end of her turn. Oh, there is a Grass Energy, so she'll be able to Smeargle it away. She's only going to get 4 cards from this Birch. And it's our turn. Alright, so I get a Sparkling Robe, which isn't going to be too much right now. Furfru is just going to go and collect us a card because we don't have anything worthwhile. We got another energy. I can start going for some Tight Jaws, maybe get a knockout on Bronzor. But we have a Bronzong that just Metal Links to Smeargle. Ultra Ball, 2 more Metal Energies are gone. What could you be planning? A Tyrantrum EX. And it has a Fighting Energy on it now. Wait, it's not affected by any effects on our opponent's Pokemon. That's scary. Well, I'm gonna go for a Tight Jaw, because I really do want to get a knockout. Tight Jaw! 30 damage! And we get the Paralyze, which, with our opponent being completely out of cards right now, that actually could be coming in our benefit. Now, Bronzong is going to help Tyrantrum still set up, so he'll be able to do that massive 190 HP. But it's not the end of the world. I have Sigilif here who can help us out. We're going to go for a Tight Jaw and get our own first knockout of the game. Not that the Paralyze mattered. Let's get that first prize. It's a Psychic Energy. I'll be going for the Reflective Shield. Actually, he landed in the Smeargle. And that is because the Tyrantrum cannot do anything unless the Bronzor gives it another energy. And now it is set in its ways. We have another Psychic Energy, which I'm going to continuously save now until Mewtwo shows up. And at this point, I'm going to go for a collect. I need Mewtwo. We got the Mewtwo, and this is on! Now, Mewtwo cannot take a hit from that Dragon Impact. It just cannot do it. Our opponent is going to grab another energy from the discard pile, attach it to Tyrantrum. Why not? He's got to sacrifice a ton of energy anyway. And I'm going to start setting up all of these cool tricks onto our Mewtwo as I go for a Tight Jaw. Now I want to paralyze this thing, keep it in. And I don't get that. You have 180 HP. 3, 6, 9, 12. I still don't even knock it out with all the turns that I'll have. Now, in his discard, he has no more energy, so Tyrantrum still has to actually come in and attack. Smeargle is stuck up here. You got rid of a Maxie's and a Flygon. Question is, what are you going for? A Remoraid. Good play. That's a great card. And we're going to see a Maxie. No, a Sycamore. So she is right back into this game. No problems whatsoever. Ultra Ball, she'll probably discard a couple Tyrantrums to get her artillery for the following turn. I have to still stall this game out just a bit. Mewtwo needs a bunch of extra HP or damage, so I'll be playing the Sigilif first using the Reflective Shield. I need that Tyrantrum to knock out Furfrou. There's an electric energy on the Bronzong. Okay, cool. Still no steel energy from what I'm aware of in your discard pile. No. Bridget is actually going to be perfect for this, as I can grab the Drowsy that I've been missing. I can grab an Esper as well. So, energy drop onto the Mewtwo as we go for a tight jaw. 30 damage to Smeargle, and we get the paralysis. So, we are going to get another prize card here, guys. Furfrou getting 2 knockouts. Octillery has made an entry as well as a Trapinch. This is an interesting game, I gotta say. Super Rod means 3 Pokemon get to be put right back into her deck. It's going to be Bronzor, Flygon, and Tyrantrum. Octillery is going to go for the Abyssal Hand. Depending on what she drew, could determine a couple things. A Max Potion. So we're going to sit here and stall a little longer, because you're still paralyzed. I don't have a problem with that, to be 100% honest. I'm not going to take too much for granted. I need all that extra damage on the Tyrantrum. It's the only threat on my opponent's board. But is she going to have to stall out? The question is, what is she going to do? There's an electric energy on the Trapinch. So if she can get Vibrava out, it might do something. I'm not 100% sure. Skyless coming through. I don't know what you'd be looking for right now. Maybe a switch? That would be my guess. Keep the Smeargle healthy. That's a Max Elixir. That's a cool card. So Max Elixir is going to come through. You're going to get an energy though. Yep, and it's going on to the Trapinch. It is our turn. We get a Great Ball. So I'm going to evolve our Hypno. Great Ball's coming through. We're going to grab another Mewtwo-EX. I'll be energizing our current Mewtwo. And I'm just going to go for the Tight Jaw one more time. Hopefully getting the paralysis. We do not. My play still is to switch into Sigilif at the end of this defeat so that I can one-shot or two-shot this Tyrantrum because it'll go for the knockout. There is a Dragonite EX on my opponent's side of the field now as well. This is looking like a very scary match. But it's alright, guys. I have the power of Mewtwo behind me. He is switching in. Do you have the energy in your hand to knock out my Furfrou? You do. A double dragon energy at that. So we are currently in a bad position. My hopes to knock out Tyrantrum is going to now end up going into the Dragonite. And I still have to waste 4 energy. No. Even at that, I cannot knock out. I don't know what I've been thinking this whole time. I do 120 plus the 50. That's only 170. I do not knock out these powerful dragons. Battle Compressor is going to discard a bunch of cards that she does not need. A Birch is coming through. Tails, only 4 cards. Kind of wishing it was a little bit more so we could get closer for you to deck out. But alas, it's not going to be the choice. You're going to go for that Jet Sonic. My Furfrou didn't stand a chance. Did not stand a chance. So that's going to be your first prize card. We're going to go into... Well, in reality, I got to go into Mewtwo. But at the same time, I can't. I'm going to go into Sigilif. We're going to go into Mewtwo here. Attach an energy to the benched one. We will Super Rod. Get those energies back priority. Not really the Furfrou. See what I can get with his Skyla. Let's go for the Birch. I need more cards. And I'm going to go with the Reflective Shield. So you will not knock me out at the moment, but if you discard an energy, you definitely will. Skyla is here. Going to get our opponent one more trainer card. She's got to be running close to nothing. Max Elixir. Jeez. She's got all this energy excel. I can't believe she's pulling it off. I'm just that slow with this deck. Energy drop onto the Trapinch. Abyssal Hand nets her one more card. She needs to discard an energy through the Jet Sonic if she plans to knock out my Sigilif. And she does. So there's one energy gone, but she is going to take 50. Which, as long as I get an energy card now, Mewtwo will be okay. But I cannot take out the Tyrantrum. That Tyrantrum is going to wreak a ton of havoc. it's 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, I have to waste the energy drop here. It's going to be a heads. We can get the Meowstic going. I'm going to go with the Shatter Shot, which is going to knock out this Dragonite. It's only a temporary success, though. It's only temporary. There's a Drowsy and a Mysterious Energy. Now our opponent is in full range of knocking us out right now with a Dragon Impact. And also one energy away from doing it twice. Going for the second coat, he is switching one of the energies. This is insane. Mewtwo did not even stand a chance here. It's going to be a Grass Energy. Okay. Probably to discard it and keep the 2 steel. I'm not sure. But we're going to see a Metal Lynx. So now you're going to start getting the energy back. And put 4 energies onto the Trapinch. It's got 4 different colors. I don't know how this deck is working. But Mewtwo goes down. I was about to say, I thought we crashed for a second there. Kind of a little bit of lag. I've got to come in here hard. I can evolve into Raticate. Not that it matters. We have to play an energy onto the Meowstic. And I just gotta go for an energy present. We're gonna go 1, 2, and done. We'll get 3 energy onto the Mewtwo for the following turn. But I don't think it's enough. I really don't. He's got another full hit. Now he has to use Dragon Impact, and he'll only get 1 prize if he takes out Meowstic. It's, this is very, very nerve-wracking. That's why I'm going a little quiet. I can't tell you how close it is right now. I know what he's doing now. The Smeargle is switching out the grass energy so that the Bronzong can actually get an energy out of the discard pile. And we've got 5 energies currently on Trapinch. Now our opponent only has 7 cards left in the deck. Now I don't think we'll actually survive that long. There's a Karina. 2 more cards leaving the deck. Tyrantrum. Mind you, I haven't seen any way for her to get those out. Just the Tyrantrum. I don't see a way for her to get those cards out. Look at all the energy on that Trapinch. Dragon Impact! You went and wasted all those energies. Alright, Mewtwo can come in. Sparkling Robe. No Trainer Mail. Well, we can still get a Sparkling Robe. Oh, thank you. It's what we need. I can now start putting my opponent's Pokemon to sleep. Not that I need any more Pokemon. My deck is still nice and full. I will be going for the Goodnight Baby. Putting him to sleep. Getting a nice little energy drop onto our Mewtwo as we go for a Shatter Shot. There is only 60 damage? Oh, it only counts to 2 Psychic. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing. And I understand now that the Dragonite is here to finish us off with the mighty Bust-In. And he's going to use Jet Sonic against our Mewtwo. There it all is. It's a simple switch, retreat. It's a gorgeous play. I did not see what was going on until too late. Dragonite definitely taking the cake here. Mewtwo definitely did not do as well as I was hoping. No. We're going to take a Jet Sonic. We're going to take 120 damage. Now, I can go for a damage change here. As well as a sleep. So, Goodnight Baby is going to put him to sleep. As I go... What's going on here? I'm a Psychic-type Pokemon with 3 energies on my Pokemon. What ability is stopping me from... There is nothing in play stopping me. Why can't I go for a damage change? This is weird. I can't go for the damage change. Just grab them out. I'm hoping he stays asleep as I go for a Shatter Shot. That was a bit underwhelming. He wakes up. I don't think that was fair. I should have been able to go for the damage change. Something is not working. Because that damage change would have kept me in the game. Congrats to my opponent. That Dragonite deck was really neat. Put me on my feet for sure. But, my opinions of Mewtwo. Mewtwo is definitely a great Pokemon on his own, but the rest of this deck is lacking. It takes way too long for anything to do anything. Rattata to Raticate does no damage. Poison to switch in and get a stage 1 is not worth it. Meowstic, no damage output. Now the energy can be great, but it has to be in your hand, which by the time you've played Meowstic, got the cards, you might as well just played all that energy onto Mewtwo. It's weird. The only card that I actually liked was Hypno, but I had to have a Sparkling Robe on Mewtwo to use it properly. It didn't mesh well. I found this deck very clunky. To me, Machamp is the overall deck winner. Obviously, I'd rather hear your opinions, your experiences, and what you guys have to say as well in the comment section below. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched all 3, you guys are amazing. And make sure to catch on the next one. We'll be back to our regular theme decks in our next episode, I guess. We should be looking at the Primal Clash theme deck, starting with Groudon. So until then, thank you for watching. Time out.